Alright friends, Underskilled here, back with a new video, and today we want to take a look at how to do the exploration sites within the Winter Nexus event in 2025. Similar to my ice mining video, some of you may think, okay, why the hell should I need a guide for this? But as previously mentioned in the ice mining video, this video is primarily aimed at new players or newer players who are maybe a little bit afraid or simply do not know how they can do this content. And while it's not complicated at all, it's not really explained in a good way in-game, so if this guide helps you, then I am very happy. For everybody else, or experienced players, this is a method, especially if you are not in a null block, you can also do this while staging from high sec or low sec or Podschwin or wormholes or wherever your corp is located. We will talk a little bit about that at the end. For the first half of the video, I will assume you are aligned to a null block. I am in Brave, and we will talk about Brave at the end, as we always do. But to do these sites in nullsec, generally it's more easier if you are in the null block. Though, in contrast to the combat sites and the ice mining sites, I can also recommend doing the exploration content of the Winter Nexus event if you are not in a null block. So, let's first begin about why should you do it. There is really little ISK investment to do this kind of content. We can take a look at the fit right now. Let's simulate it. Don't be afraid, it's not 100 million. I already did few sites here, and we will take a look at the loot in the end. The entire fit of this Heron is 5 million, and that's literally nothing. 5 million still appears like a lot to you if you're really a completely new player. You can also downgrade this fit. You will probably use Tech 1 analyzers anyway. And the cost goes down to, I don't know, I think you can reduce it down to 2 million or something like that. And you can literally make hundreds of millions, if not billions, with this Heron during the Winter Nexus event. And it implies almost no risk. Not in that you can't die, of course you can die, especially if you are not in an old block, you maybe will die. But you don't lose any expensive ships. You only lose a 5 million ship, and you can return to this activity really quickly. It's not a big preparation needed for this. And yeah, we will come to that. But first, let's quickly go over the fit we use. As mentioned before, it's 5 million. It's really almost the cheapest Heron I could possibly conceptualize. These things only make you align faster in the no slot, the nanofibers. The rigs I included because they increase your scan strength. The signatures for the event sites are up to level 4 signatures, so you need some scanning skills. But it's not that you need, it's not like you need level 5 scanning skills or anything like this. I don't even use a Sisters Core Probe Launcher or Sisters Probes. I use usual Core Scanner Probes and a Core Probe Launcher 2. I think a Core Probe Launcher 1 works as well. I use these Rangefinding arrays, and that's it. Microwarpdrive to get around in the site faster. It's even a Microwarpdrive I to get to keep the fit as cheap as possible. So yeah, it's a 5 million fit. The fit is also in the description. You can deviate completely from what I present to you here. The only important thing is that you need to be able to scan down level 4 signatures. I would recommend you read up on the EVE wiki on that to determine how much scanning strength you need, because it's a really complicated topic. I did never really understand it in 100%, but there is some kind of threshold you need to get over to scan down level 4 signatures. The only thing you really need, you can unfit everything here. You don't even need rigs or anything like that if you reach the breakpoint to scan down level 4 signatures. The only thing you need is a data analyzer and maybe a Microwarpdrive. and your scanner probes. Everything else is totally optional. The Relic Analyzer is only if you find relic sites on your way, but nothing except the Data Analyzer is needed. So with that out of the way, let's talk about how you can find the ice storms. If you look at the new map, the Catalyst map, and you go to Geography, you can click on Metaliminal Storms and you see these clusters of yellow, orange and red systems. These are metaliminal storms. Not all of them are the winter ice storms for the event. I know for an example that this one is just a normal metaliminal storm. There is no event here. This one is an event storm and this one is an event storm as well. And we are sitting here in Phaethopolis, already in a system within the ice storm. As I mentioned before, we will go over how you can go here if you are not staging from your nullsec alliance, but for the first half we will assume you stage from your nullsec alliance. So find a winter storm in the sovereignty of your alliance or your coalition, go there, and here you can find the sites. So let's undock and quickly go over how you can do this in practice, because it's really not also difficult. So first step, this strong volatile ice storm, it does not need to say strong, but volatile ice storm. If you have this buff or debuff, you know you are in an ice storm, which is the metaliminal storm for the event, and only here you can find the sites. So in this system there are no cosmic signatures, so I need to move on to the next system and see if I have more luck there. So we arrived in the next system and there are 7 signatures here, pretty good. So first order of business, you warp to a structure to get into tether range, you launch your probes. You should launch your probes before you start warping, because you can't launch your probes in warp. Keep in mind you don't have a cloak on this Heron, so being tethered while you scan down the signatures is good. So, some information about scanning. All of these signatures, they are spread around here, relatively unclustered. All of these signatures will be 4 AU, which is our current setting. They will be 4 AU around any planet or celestial. So the Stargate is always around a planet. So if we move our probe center onto the planet or the Stargate, and then we click on scanning, you will see that I think at least this one, maybe even this one or this one, will get scanned down in 2 of them. So this is wormhole, we don't need that one. This one goes up to 7%, so we click on that, we move our probes above it, and we go down to 1 AU. This might not work if your scanning skills are much lower than mine. I have almost maxed scanning skills. If the 4-1 method does not work for you, just go from 4 to 2. I will go down to 0.25 now. And if I am lucky, this will already be green, but most probably it will just be... it will be green. Yeah, and there we have it, the White Storm Crypto Facility. These are the sites you want. They are always data sites, and they are always structured in the same way. If you are somewhat familiar with hacking in EVE Online, if you hacked any site before, you may know that in a normal data site or relic site, there are 3 kinds of system cores. There is a green one, a yellow one, and a red one. They vary in difficulty, red of course being the hardest, yellow being medium, and green being the easiest one. If you are just starting out with hacking in EVE, you probably will struggle to do the red ones. The yellow ones will work most of the time, but the green ones will be very easy. And this is the interesting point. All of the event hacking sites are always green. They are the easiest type of hacking challenge you can face. And that's exactly why I do these sites in a 4 million Heron. I started doing them in a 2 billion pacifier, but it's totally not worth it because the sites are so easy, there are so many of them, and the only, I think, advantage you can say if you do this in a pacifier or something like that is that you can scan these sites down faster than your contesters. But only within the first days, I think, there were many people doing these sites, and nowadays there is, I think, as you see here, there's still 6 signatures, and one of them, the 7th one, was a wormhole, which we ignored. So none of the signatures in these in the system have been cleared out since we arrived. So you have plenty of time to scan everything down. There is no need to risk an expensive ship. Just do it a chill way, and we will start it. A quick word of advice if you are fairly new to hacking. There are a few hacking tricks. You can look them up. I can also make a separate video about them. I won't do them all in this video. Just general rule of thumb. If you spawn here, the system core will most likely be anywhere here and most likely on the border of the grid. And if you see something like this, which has 6 nodes around one middle node, the middle node is always safe. And if it's not, let's say if here was some kind of firewall thing, then it is 100% certain that a system core would be in the bordering nodes. That's called the rule of 8, I think. Or rule of 6? No, it's rule of 8. Yeah. So we just check it. As you see, we have 35 virus strength. I have no implants, nothing. It's just the base Data Analyzer II and the Heron bonuses. And yeah, there's the core. We hack it. And we get our loot. Not the best loot, but yeah, that's everything. Every site is the same. There is this Sancha Stormfield projectorator, which you maybe just saw on the overview as I warped off. In there you can deposit the keys, which you can acquire from the lads. But they are very costly, and I don't think it's worth using them for exploration. You can do it, of course, then there will be more containers, but in this video we just assume you go here, you scan down the sites, you hack the sites, and that's it. As you saw, it's really quick to do these things. I did about 10 of them before I started recording, and that's where we will take a look at right now. And afterwards we will talk a little bit about how you can do this if you are not in a null block. So this is the loot from 10 sites. I am pretty sure it was 10 sites. It may be 11 or 9. I don't know. Maybe I made an error in counting. So interesting thing, it appears that you can acquire blueprints for Sunshot ships from these sites. I found a Succubus blueprint. It seems like it's worth 30 million, maybe, probably a little bit less. So not all too worth it, but at least not negative. Of course, you will get fireworks, you will get snowballs, you will get these faction ammunition for lasers, which is not worth a lot. The usual data site loot, which can be actually worth a lot, but it's usually not the greatest of all. There are some pieces here which are worth 1 million, 3 million. But yeah, some usual data side loot. But keep in mind, because it is only always one container per event site you scan down, the normal data side loot will not be too important considering your overall payout. The skins, you probably won't sell them for the price that is listed here, because the listed price is pre-event, and all the Glacial Drift and Aurora Borealis skins, they all will go down in price. True Sancha modules, you can also get True Sancha modules from these sites. The one I received was pretty shit, but they can also be worth around 30 to 100 million is what I got so far. The boosters, some of them I think will sell for a pretty good price. Especially these ones, the Nirvana boosters, which give shield hit points. I assume they will sell pretty well. There are also afterburner boosters. They are also worth a good amount. The brain freeze cerebral accelerators, some of them also will be worth a lot, especially the exceptional and the potent ones. The basic ones, they will probably sell for much less. If you are not using cerebral accelerators until now, maybe look into that. Skill biology up to 5 and start using the extended and potent cerebral accelerators. The ones from the Crimson Harvest event, the radiant cerebral accelerators, they also still work and they have a pretty good ISK to SP ratio. I can recommend a video from the Oz, which is an EVE YouTuber that specifies in economics. He did a really good video about explaining why these event cerebral accelerators are they have a really good ratio for SP for your ISK. Then there is of course the Pyrolencia, Overclocker and Hardshell boosters. They will sell pretty damn well, especially if you are lucky like me and you receive the tier 4 doses. These ones are both around 30 million per piece, which is a lot of money. And the Pyrolencias, 4 million for one dose, they're always a good lucky loot. These shards, they are not priced right now, they are 1 million per piece. Think of them like blue loot or red loot, or like the lettuces you gain from the bio-cybernetic sites in the Crimson Harvest events. They can be traded in an NPC station for direct payout. Or you can just sell them in Jita or at your market hub for not as much, but safer ISK. The most interesting part are these ones, the Ice Storm filaments. And that's where we come to how you can do these sites if you are not staging from nullsec system, if you are not part of a null block and there is no ice storms within your sovereignty. If that's the case and you still want to do these event sites, you can just, if you are staging from JITA, if you are a normal high-sec player, you can grab one of these, the VXN tag 01N nullsec ice storm filament. These ones will transfer you, and only you, to a random ice storm within nullsec. You are in a 4 million ship, you don't have much to lose. You can filament to an ice storm, scan every signature in the system you land in, do all the sites there, maybe gate to the next system if you feel brave, and of course you should warp to a Celestial at 100 km, maybe set up a safe spot within your system and warp there, and scan from there. And you can try it, even if it's hostile territory. Chances are people are too lazy to combat scan you down. And if you are done with all of that, you can buy one of these high-sec ice storm filaments and return back to high-sec, to a random ice storm in high-sec. And maybe you are 60 jumps out from JITA, you need to fly a good fair amount until you reach JITA, but yeah, it's maybe worth it, and it's of course possible. I will probably come around and do a video about the video demonstration of that as well, but for now, that's everything that I wanted to show you. It's really easy. There's no need to be afraid of that. It's easier if you are in a null block, but it's also possible if you aren't. If you are still new to EVE or if you want to try nullsec out, I would recommend joining Brave. Nothing against other alliances. I think there are pretty good other alliances as well. But I started playing EVE this summer and I'm pretty happy in Brave, because if you want to experience nullsec content without any of the drawbacks, you can just join Brave Empire, which is Brave's HiSec corporation, you are not able to get war decked within HiSec, and you are still able to experience all of the nullsec content the Eve has to offer within Imperium space, which is a really, really large space. So, with all of that, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.